Hi, I'm Company Secretary Zubair Jahangir, and in this video, I will be sharing whether you should give one group of CS or both the groups of CS. And if you choose to give any one group, which group should you give? Is it better to give group 1 or group 2? Now, first let's understand the CS executive subjects is divided in two groups. Group 1 has 4 papers and group 2 has 3 papers. Now, when you look at the subjects, the main subject of group 1 is your company law. Company law sets the base for your entire CS journey. So it's one of the most important subjects in all the 3 levels, I would say. Now, ideally, sir, whether I should give both the groups or one group, it all depends on the time that you have in hand. The best case scenario is to give both the groups, clear both the groups, and clear it with a rank. However, the factor that you have to decide whether you have to give one group or both the groups is dependent on time that you have in hand. If you have 25 days per subject, then you can give both the groups. So ideally you would see to complete any subject in your CS course will require 20 to 25 days minimum. So if you have the days, give both the groups. If you don't, then stick to one group. Now, let's look at the benefits and disadvantages of giving both the groups or single group. First thing, if I'm giving one group, any one group, whether group 1 or group 2, I get one very big advantage. That advantage is my exams are alternate days. So I give one exam, then I will have a holiday, and then I get to give the second exam. So I get some breather and time to revise the full syllabus. So I can peacefully revise the syllabus and then go for the next paper. However, if you plan to give both the groups, first of all, the entire study pressure will be high. Second, your exams will be consecutively, one after the other, with hardly any holidays in between. Second, if we go to see, the best part about giving both the groups is two things. The best part about giving both the groups is you can get a rank, okay? But however, if time is less, just go for one group, aim for rank at the next level, at CS professional level. Second benefit that is there is you get an intergroup set off. What does that mean? The minimum average to pass the exam is 50%. So let's say if in group 1 there are 400 marks, 4 papers, 400 marks, you have to mandatorily get 200. However, if I'm giving both the groups, I get an advantage. That if in my other group I have got a 10 marks extra, so that can be used here. So for example, ideally a student would have failed if they were got 190. However, if from the other group they have had extra marks, this 10 marks can be carried forward here and they can clear the group. So that intergroup advantage is given because the reason is they look at 700, 7 papers, 700. From that, you have to get 350. So however you can manage in each group. Next is the best, one of the reasons people choose to give both the groups is because they can get a all India rank. If you give one group at a time, you are not eligible to get a all India rank, and getting a rank means every time you're at the very beginning and at every stage you earn a little more than everyone else. So you get this premium package gets unlocked. Now we talk about intergroup setup. What does it mean? That in case if I get one group a little less, in the other group I get more, so the marks can get balanced. That's one of the advantage. Now, what works better for both the students is, according to me, one in hand is better than two in bush. That means giving one group at a time is better than going for both the groups unplanned, unprepared, because you will end up not clearing any of the groups. So you go for both the groups only if you have prepared well in advance and you know you are going to clear. So you will say, sir, why you are discouraging to give both the groups? So let me tell you first, I have given both the groups of CS executive together and I have cleared it in one attempt with multiple exemptions. Now the thing is, I had invested good amount of time I was studying for months, and I had joined a library and I was studying very, very hard from day one. So if you have not done that, then sticking to one group at a time is also absolutely fine. Nothing bad is going to happen. Instead, you can aim for rank at the next level. Now I'll answer the next question is whether I should give which group. If I have decided I want to give any one group. Now one group, why it would be there? Any one group. So ideally, when you register into CS Executive, that decides whether you can eligible to give in both the groups or one group. So the deadlines are there. ICSI set some timelines that if you are registering way in advance, you can give both the groups. But if you come register closer to exam, you are eligible for one group only. Now, in my opinion, and I think this is the actual thing, if a student is planning to choose any of the groups which one to give, they should always give group 1. As I told you, group 1 has company law. It sets your basis for all the 3 levels. Now, though it has 4 papers, but ideally a student would have more time, okay? And then when they give the attempt, then they wait for results, then during the time gets wasted. Then giving the 3 papers becomes easier because that time the time is also a little less. However, if an exceptional case, if a person has extremely concise time, then they can also choose to give group 2 because it has only 3 papers. However, the third paper is tax, which is as good as 2 papers because GST is one entire thing and income tax is one entire thing. So in my recommendation, if you go systematically, ICS has also put group 1 as group 1 for a reason. Okay, now if you go to see my strategy, which I was there, I told you I cleared all in one go with multiple exemptions, and my strategy was very simple. I have to clear the exams. I had studied and I had surrounded myself with good friends, good books, and I was only studying. I had joined a library. Once the library opened up, I entered in. Till they didn't kick me out, I was sitting inside and studying, and that should be your life. No other things you should be doing during these exam days and during the CS journey. Once it is there, the life gets ahead. I used to study for 8 to 10 hours if I would take an average from day 1 till the exam date, and if I take towards the end, I was studying for 12 to 15 hours. And this, I would say, anyone who's cleared both the groups in one go, 100% would have the same experience, because that is what the course demands. So the final thing is, look at how much time you have in hand. Ideally, a subject has 20 to 25 chapters, which I feel, because some are really big, some are small, so on an average you can complete it in 25 days. So you compute that in 25 days it is there, how many days I have in, and then accordingly you complete. Okay, because you also need time for revision. So remember one thing, that we are dedicated exclusively for the company secretary course. We take marathons and full portion revisions for all the 3 levels of CS from the past 12 years. Okay, so if you want to get guided or get the revision sessions or want to stay updated with the CS course, there is a WhatsApp group link in the description of the video. Go ahead and join, and as and when the exam comes, you'll realize that we have taken a lot of lectures and guided many students. And if you're from Mumbai, we have our face-to-face center in Andheri West, where we have offline classes. So if you're looking for offline face-to-face batch in Andheri, Mumbai, our location, you will get it easily in Google or anywhere, and I will see you in the lectures. Take care guys, bye.